Hello, welcome to Ghost Prime Reviews. So this video will be taking a look at Shattered Glass Megatron. Now this might be kind of a quick look because we've gotten this mold so many times before. He's based on the Siege Megatron with some additional parts. He is Shattered Glass, so he's a heroic Decepticon. And the lore kind of goes over... That comes the comic, but the lore kind of goes into all that about the evil Autobots and the heroic Decepticons. It's a cool concept that was first started by BotCon, I think 2006, if I might be wrong, but it was during the Classics era. And it actually had repaints of the Energon Megatron, which was the predecessor to this one, which this one is based off of. And then the Classics Optimus Prime, which is what Shattered Glass Optimus Prime is based off of. So how does this guy compare to the other Megatrons, the other Siege Megatrons, what, the other 5 of them? Let's find out. But before that, please hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't, and without any further ado, let's get to the review. And as for the packaging, he does come in this Shattered Glass packaging, which has a weird sort of angle here. Now mine kind of came crushed from Hasbro right there, which is kind of annoying. Now, the outer packaging was fine. This actually happened from Hasbro Pulse when they packaged it. Not how they packaged it, sometime before it was packaged. But you got a Shattered Glass Decepticon logo there. Megatron with a nice chin strap there. Same on the side. The logo. Transformers Generations logo. On the back, you have him in robot mode and vehicle mode, which is this spaceship. But he's a tank. The top, there's a window up there, and Transformers Shattered Glass. Nothing really much on the bottom. Inside, actually also inside the box, inside the shipping box, if you ordered it through Hasbro Pulse, you do get a comic. I have not opened this up yet. This is issue number 2. They did package it nicely. It's got a nice cover art too. I like this very much. You get a set of instructions, which is done. It's very pleasing colors, at least to me. And they're very clear, which is nice. One thing that is absent from this, but you could absolutely still do, is his tank mode, because all the pieces are included for his tank mode. You get his blaster, his arm cannon, which is the same Siege one, but it is done with red here and colored in a bright blue color. You get the sword gun, which I will show in the review. You get a sword cockpit, which is kind of a doubles as both. It is translucent plastic entirely, so this is all painted, and this is the translucent plastic with a red Decepticon logo. You get a pair of wings that have pegs here and here, as I drop one, to peg onto the back of Megatron, and it is also in the same blue plastic with painted red accents. And then the figure himself. Right into the figure with all his accessories attached. So you can see the color breakup on him. He's got that red Decepticon logo. He has blue eyes, black arms. And you can just see it's very reminiscent of that Shattered Glass figure that was based off the Energon Megatron mold, which is hence the wings in the back. So overall, I mean, it's a good color scheme. It actually looks really good. I love the black helmet on him. That's sort of like the Marvel Comics and the very first Transformers commercial where Megatron still had a black helmet. Getting in real close up, sorry if it's a little shaky. There you could see the blue eyes come through, which are not super prominent. Then you have to get really, really close to the light to see that metallic blue show up. And you can see some of the metallic blue back here. Red Decepticon logo, yellow accents, the black legs, knees, shins, feet. I do like the silver on the feet. You can see the arms. Overall, a good deco, but you could definitely tell that it is Siege Megatron. I'm gonna move things right along, make things pretty quick here. I don't have the Shattered Glass Megatron, but I do have what he's made after. This was repainted with the Energon Megatron. I also have the Galvatron version of this. So this obviously looks like Galvatron, which is repainted into a Megatron for Shattered Glass. This is why I think they could have tried to use the Galvatron mold instead of the Megatron mold. Not that I don't like this, not to bash this, but I do think that that would have been a much better choice. He does not have these cannons on his shoulders, which is a shame. I really like those cannons, and I think that would have been really cool, and they could have done something by putting them right there. It would have increased the cost, but I think it would have been a little better. Now you can take these off and put them up there. This will stick off the back. There he is with Cell Shaded Siege Megatron, Netflix Siege Megatron from the spoiler pack, of course Shattered Glass, the original Siege Megatron, and the Generation 2 Hero Siege Megatron. That does not include the Earthrise, or the other one of these. So there's actually one more of these. These are like Seekers, man. These are like, this is crazy. And I was conned into buying every one of them. And the only one, honestly, maybe just the original Siege I don't want, because that one's awesome. There he is with Shattered Glass Optimus Prime. So before getting into transformation, I do want to highlight mold degradation. So this flap will not stay in there at all. If I move this back piece up a little bit and his head up, I could get it to stay a little bit more. Move it up, there we go. So I get it to stay, but once I put this down, it just almost doesn't stay at all. And once it latches in the back, it's over. So there's definitely mold degradation there. It also affects the tank turret and how this whole piece stays together in, maybe the tank treads in the front, back, whatever it is for this ship. It definitely affects it and doesn't hold together very well. So that, I think that's mold degradation, which is something to look out for on this figure. He does display well, however. And with that, let's get into transformation. You take off these weapons. You can leave this one on. Take off the wings. And the first part you do just like any Siege Megatron. Kind of move the head down, move this up, unfold the tank treads in the front, fold this down, and tab it if you want to see a closer up transformation of Siege Megatron. I do have that video available. Fold in his fists. This piece comes up in there, and this is where I'm saying it doesn't actually work very well. So fold up his arms, fold these up, fold these around, fold this around. So this will be the front of the turret. Tab that together. Now we're going to try to push this up into here. And it's supposed to snap, which mine it's really loose there. And this is backwards. So if I turn it around, it just pops right out. I can try to kind of weasel it under there a little bit, but it really just does not want to stay. The slightest movement on this will pop that right out. So for the legs, you're just going to keep the legs like this, straight out. Fold in the heel spurs, and then twist the waist. This is floppy on mine, which is annoying. And then feet in, point them out like that, so you have something that looks like this. Then you take this front piece, and you have the two tabs on the legs, the tabs on the back. Tab those directly in. Take the wings, tab them into these holes. And there is Shattered Glass Megatron in his jet form, which I guess it works. It works okay. It's not the greatest. It's definitely a stretch. He's definitely just laying down at half a tank mode. I mean, it's very obvious, but I guess for what it's worth, it does work. Now, there is no place to store this. You can kind of put it anywhere you want. You could even just stick it just in like that if you want as well. And I don't know if that looks great or not, but it's something you could do. You could kind of stick it. There's not really a lot of places to stick it. It's kind of weird that it's included. Now, he does transform into a tank, which I'll be right back with. And here he is in tank mode. So you can see how he looks. I mean, it works. It doesn't, it's nothing really special. You get the blue that shows up a little bit more here and here in the barrel, which looks nice. I was wrong. There is no red on this. Everything is exactly the same. Otherwise, I mean, it's okay as a tank. It works. The stupid, I hate that, but you know, there it is. It's Siege Megatron. I mean, it's what it is, right? Now, I gotta commend Hasbro for taking the mantle from BotCon and continuing their designs and continuing things that BotCon has done. is in the absence of BotCon, I would love to see some convention exclusive figures again that are repaints of other molds. This is something that it was enjoyable going to a show to try to get these figures, these BotCon figures that are kind of just one-off for that convention that are really cool. These are obviously available to a much more public market, but it is really cool to see that Hasbro has picked up some BotCon's designs. I think that's really cool. Again, I would have preferred this in Galvatron. I think it would have made a little bit more sense. I'm not sure how they would have done it with the getting a ship, but that's not my job. He's okay. I like his coloration. The added parts are interesting. The spaceship mode is definitely an afterthought. It is not so. I don't think they went into this being like, yeah, that's it. That's what we're going to do. I think they're like, what can we do with this existing mold? Be creative. And that's what they came up with. I would have liked to have seen maybe even Galvatron repainted again to this, and added parts. It kind of would have worked a little better as far as the overall aesthetic of Shattered Glass Megatron. He's cool. Don't get me wrong. And a Shattered Glass collection, it needs a Megatron. So if you're collecting Shattered Glass, definitely pick him up if you haven't already. Otherwise, he's another Siege Megatron, and there has been some mold degradation, at least on mine, and which is a shame. It doesn't fit well as it used to. Overall for me, I think I'm mixed. I was excited and I got it in hand. I'm like, it's Siege Megatron. Because I can't be that angry, huh? Well, I hope you like this review. So remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys next time.